All right, fitness. Where to start? You want to start in what is known as the zone of proximal development. This is where the task, whatever it is neither too easy, you will get bored of it, nor too overwhelming, you won't be able to keep up with it. You would think that the mistake most people make when they start working out would land them in the former category. They would start exercising slowly with far less of their potential. But it's actually the latter. Because we are impatient and we want results right now, most people reach a point where they're fed up. They're fed up and they decide it's time to make a change. So they make some kind of resolution and run out the door and attempt to do everything all at once. This is a mistake because you see, there's a huge trap on the path between you and the results you seek on what you imagine is the straight path to getting them. The reason so many people never get what they want out of fitness is they make it bigger than it needs to be. They think they must develop every aspect of their physique all at once. They think the best way to get started in doing this is with a big commitment, like a full-on, fully diversified weekly workout split. Something that is a big commitment to someone who's already spent some time building some momentum. If you have little or no momentum and no process already in the works, this is really just like jumping in the deep end before you can swim. In all likelihood, in just a matter of time, such a person will be overwhelmed by the weight of this commitment because they're not ready for it. And you see it all the time. A few months into the new year, such a person gives up. When they give up, they often lose whatever progress they managed to claw back out of their big commitment with sheer willpower because they don't have the means to sustain those gains. But that's not the worst of it. The worst part is that they're left with nothing but confusion and resentment, deep frustration, because the way they see it, they did everything right. They tried hard, and they did try hard. Maybe they tried harder than is necessary because, again, they thought this was the straight path to getting the results they seek. Just forcing yourself there through sheer willpower. See, it doesn't matter who you are. Willpower will inevitably give out. It doesn't matter if you're Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Just extend the timeline. Willpower is unsustainable. You need something better to rely on. All these people that we imagine have amazing willpower, they've figured out something better. The Rock loves what he's doing. David Goggins talks about staying hard, but this is his life now. Fitness is part of who he is, as opposed to just something he's trying to do, something outside of himself. So you need something better to rely on. And these people who fail, like, they do try hard, but what they do isn't necessarily smart or strategic. You want to be driven by the process itself, not the results. Furthermore, such people fail because they try to do everything all at once. A strategy in no other area of life we consider a good strategy. We try it when it comes to our fitness because we believe for some reason what is needed is something bold, a shock to the system to get us engaged. We think if we can just get past those first few days and weeks of a new big commitment, it will get easier. Maybe, but most of us never get that far. Most of us drop out before we reach that point where it starts to get easy, again, with nothing to show for all of our hard work, but negative reinforcement because we're like, what the hell, we tried so hard and didn't get what we wanted. The only reason we ever come back to fitness is because what fitness offers is highly desirable. It makes you feel good. We should just duck out of this vicious cycle, this toxic relationship, and try something better. The point where it actually gets easier and when fitness becomes part of who you are, again, as opposed to something you're just trying to do, a better strategy is to concentrate our efforts and get good results in just a few areas as opposed to little or no results in all areas. This is not only easier because it doesn't involve spreading yourself thin, but when you see real progress, because you focus your efforts, even if it's just in a few areas, this is real motivation to continue. This is how you avoid treading water and relying on willpower. This is how you bust out of that vicious cycle. You don't spread yourself thin. You develop one thing one at a time. Ironically, if you focus on building out a process that you actually enjoy, where you harness positive reinforcement, even if this means just starting with a few things, this is a much quicker way to get everything you want out of fitness. Because one thing leads to another. If you don't fall into the trap of relying on willpower, you will have a much better chance at achieving all of your goals. When you see it this way, you start to see that taking what some might think is the longer path, where you invest in the process and learn to enjoy fitness. You figure out a way to do this. It can be done. You will not fall in the trap of willpower. This is the most direct route to success because the alternative of starting with something difficult and trying to do everything all at once is how most people fail. This is what you're avoiding in taking the long way. See, there actually is no short path to the results you seek. And if the way around this trap of willpower is the only way, then it's the most direct route. If you take your time developing each aspect of what will one day be a comprehensive fitness program, rather than running the gauntlet of starting with a comprehensive program, that day when results come easy because you actually enjoy fitness, it will come sooner. You will spend more time in the zone where you are not overwhelmed but you're still making steady progress. This will give you an opportunity to build an attachment with the process, a positive relationship with fitness that will sustain you long term, long enough to get the results you seek.